And we're back with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop, and we are going to talk about the topic of camera registration, and I'm guessing that might have to do with security cameras?
Yeah.
All right, tell me more.
So one of our detectives came up with this idea, and so that's Detective Govantes to, throw a shout out to her, who was supposed to be here to film this segment, by the way, but I'm filling in for her.
Yes.
So,
and thank you.
Yes, no problem. This is a great idea. Several cities throughout the country, when we started looking at this, already have systems in place like this, and we recognize that there's a lot more home security systems and cameras out there than there have been ever before.
Right.
You can go to any number of retailers, Costco, a lot of these places, and you can buy them for a couple $100, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So we don't obviously pitch any particular camera system, but we encourage people to have them. It's a great security device, and it really is helpful for us if you are a crime victim. Now we have excellent evidence right off the bat. So a picture of whoever committed the crime.
Right.
And the idea behind this is a lot of these systems have become almost hidden. They're very difficult to see. Some of them are in your doorbell.
Right.
So after, we may have a series of vehicle prowls or burglary in a neighborhood, and we can look around and we don't see any cameras readily available, and there may be a bunch of them. And we also do this a lot, knock on doors, but if it's daytime hours, where are most people?
Right, they're at work.
They're at work. So it can be very time-consuming to canvass a neighborhood. People may not be home. That's a lot of time and effort. So we're hoping to kind of make it a more efficient process. And if people are interested, we have created a camera registration portal on our website. So what we would ask people to do is provide very minimal information. It's not an information gathering thing about you. All we need is your name and your contact information so we could get in touch with you. And there's some check boxes about your camera system. So tell us where it points. Does it cover just your driveway, or does it also hit the road? So we'd be able to see vehicles potentially, like a suspect vehicle, if we had a series of crimes in an area at a specific time and we see the same white car on several cameras, that may be our suspect vehicle. So that's kind of the driving force behind it. It's important to point out we can't 100% protect that information from a public disclosure request. So we've looked at exemption reasons for this, but if there was a public disclosure request that came in, we would have to provide that information. And that's why we're saying we want very minimal information.
Right.
That's not what it's about. We just want to know where the cameras are and that you're willing to have us contact you and say, hey, could you check your camera system for this date and this time and tell me if you saw anything?
Right. And I'm assuming that to make it easier for you guys, somehow the locations will be in a database so that you guys know we had a burglary in this neighborhood and plug in the address and see if you have any cameras registered in that particular area.
Yeah, exactly. And this is really more of a detective tool.
Yeah.
So if we have a series of crimes, like when we had the burglary series up near Chase Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Or if we get 10, 12, 15 vehicle prowls overnight in one targeted area.
Right.
So when you submit the information in, it will be pulled into a spreadsheet, essentially, that our detectives will have access to. It will also plot it on a map, little dots, so we can see where they're all located. But we'll be able to see what the cameras look like. And we're not interested in calling you at 2 a.m. So the crimes have already happened. This is an investigative tool to see if we can gather additional information. The only time, and we put this, and I gave you a screenshot of our website, so you can see what it looks like. If you go to the police portion of the Edmonds website, is if we had a serious crime and there was a major danger to the public that was ongoing. So if we had a homicide that occurred and the suspect is on the loose and still in the area, and we need to figure out who this person is, that's an immediate public safety risk, whereas a whole bunch of vehicle prowls that occurred 2 days ago, that's a different story.
Right. Okay, so if the former example happened, people might get contacted at an odd hour just to see.
Yeah,
if you
and
guys-
that would be such a rare circumstance. But we want to let people know. I mean, if it's a significant public safety issue, we want to be able to address that.
Sure, okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be back soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.